Hey folks, Guy with Long Range Tactics, and today we're going to cover this multi-piece build in a 1022. All right, so to kick it off, what we have is we have an Azimuth 1022 barreled action. We have a one-piece receiver that has the Picatinny rail milled into it. Thoroughly enjoying that. We have a 16.5-inch fluted, non-threaded barrel, right? It's a very clean barrel. It's a very clean action. It's very smooth. I've had zero issues. Misfeeds, fail to fire, fail to extract. I've had none of it. It's just been running ammo flawlessly. I've run some SK rifle match through it, and it's worked really well. I've also ran just your Aguila, bulk ammo that you pick up from Walmart. I've tried the bucket of bullet stuff. You feed it to this thing, and it spits it out. And that's with the Bent's match chamber as well. I've had nothing but good luck with this barreled action. Next, we've got the KRG chassis for 1022. Been thoroughly enjoying this as well. It's got the adjustable cheek riser in the back, which I always find important when trying to set up a precision rifle. It also has the availability to add spacers on the back. I wish I would have known that. I would have picked up the 6-piece set of spacers because I have a 1-inch spacer in here now, and it is still extremely short for my length of pull. So I needed to pick that up, and I will be doing that in the future. It's got a very vertical grip here, which I do enjoy. A more vertical grip on a precision rifle. I think it's just a smart deal. Everything where the action meets the actual chassis is aluminum. They machined a very well and thought out process for marrying the barreled action to the chassis itself. So you do have a rigid backbone to this system, and then the actual chassis is molded around that center core of the chassis. It does have the M-lock attachments on both the left and right side, as well as the bottom. One thing that I decided to do is I mounted a Area 419 Arca rail to the bottom of this. This is the 14-inch version, so it comes out just past the end of it, which doesn't bother me at all. And I used the supplied T-nuts to do that. When you're installing those T-nuts, you do have to disassemble the entire barreled action from the actual chassis to go ahead and get those particular ones that come with it installed, or you can just purchase some regular T-nuts and mount it that way, some M-lock nuts, and it'll work just fine. Additionally, on this build, what we have is the Timney Triggers Calvin Elite trigger for the 1022. Now, this is a very well built trigger. I really like Timney as it is, and now this is the first opportunity I've had to use the Calvin Elite in the 1022, and I'm still impressed with the quality and the manufacturing. A couple of keynotes that I like about it is not only can you adjust the trigger shoe up and down where you would like it on the actual trigger bar, but you can adjust the cant of the trigger, so you can adjust it left or right, so you can get that perfect marrying to your trigger finger. I've messed with it a little bit. I really enjoyed the ease of adjustment with it, and it was very, very easy to set up. And I mean, it only took a minute or two to figure out something that I liked that fit my hand on this particular chassis. And I think that's important, is making sure that the firearm is set up for you. Additionally, it has a magazine release that is directly in front of the trigger guard, which I thoroughly enjoy. So while you're on the gun, if you have a stage or you're in a match, 1022 match, whether it be NRL22 or PRS Rimfire, and it calls for a mag change, or if you did have a malfunction or something like that, you just have to come off the gun, drop that magazine, and it's going to fall right out. I additionally like that it has the automatic bolt release. So on your standard 1022 that you purchase, from an average gun store, whatever it may be, the original Ruger 1022 when you pull back, you'd have to press the trigger or the bolt catch. You'd have to pull the bolt back and push the bolt press at the same time to release it. This one, all you got to do when you insert that mag, just rack the bolt. You can hear it here in a second. All right, that bolt catch is dropped, and now I can send the bolt forward. So I really like that they just incorporated that right off the get-go, and it's 100% ready to go. So I know that in NRL22 matches, you have to mag in, bolt back, safety on, and all I have to do is once I get down on target, I can rack that bolt. I don't have to hold the bolt back, push a button, XYZ. All I got to do is rack it, flick my safety, and then go to work. If there was one thing I would address, it would be, or one piece of information I would want you, the consumer, to know before purchasing, it would be to get a length of pull spacer kit when you order this chassis. I think it'll just cut down on your setup time, and I think you'll be happier with it after the install of that. All right, folks. Well, if you have any questions for me about this setup, whether it be the KRG, the trigger, or the barreled action, please hit us up at longrangetactics.com. You can hit us up at Long Range Tactics Facebook page, and you can hit us up on Instagram at Long Range Tactics. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you at the range.